guys, welcome back. Welcome back to 5-Minute Math. So today's lesson is about the 5-number summary. Now the 5-number summary is actually a collection of values that we're going to calculate to get a better idea of the distribution or exactly where the numbers fall in our set of data, right? So let's get to it. First off, what exactly are the 5 numbers that we're talking about? Well, here we go. There they are. These are the 5 numbers of the 5-number summary. Let's talk about the easy ones first. The minimum. The minimum, of course, is the smallest number in the set. Just like the maximum, of course, would be the biggest number of our data set. Now, we've already talked about how to find the median, so we know. So let's talk about these quartiles. Now, of course, we know the median splits our data set into 2 halves. The first quartile is the median of the first set. So what that means is, if the median sits at halfway through my data set, and this is halfway through the first half, this is also called the 25th percentile. Now what that means is, 25% of my data is going to fall below this data value. That'll make more sense in an example. The third quartile is also called the 75th percentile, and that's the median of our second half. So at this data value will be greater than 75% of my entire data set. So we got the median, that's halfway through our data set. We got the first quartile, that's halfway through the first half. And we have our third quartile, which is halfway through the second half. So in essence, we're gonna end up finding 3 medians for these data sets to calculate this 5-number summary. All right, let's try one. Okay, all right. Here's our data set. We're going to call this IB scores. Now, they're already sorted. If your data set is not sorted, make sure you sort it from smallest to biggest. Now, let's go ahead and, I'm going to just go ahead and throw up some spaces up here for our numbers, right? So, minimum, maximum, of course. What's the smallest number in my list? 3. Exactly right. And the biggest number on my list is 7. Now, if you were asked for the range, now the range isn't a part of the 5-number summary. However, the range is the maximum minus the minimum. How far do my numbers go? They go from 3 to 7. So the range here would be 4. Exactly right. Now, let's talk median next. So I have 9 numbers in my list. That means the median number is the number in the middle of this list. So if I got 9 numbers, the median would be in position 9 plus 1 divided by 2, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bang. Median is 5. This is my median number. Now, when your median is actually one number, that number is out for quartile considerations. What I mean is, when I go to calculate the quartile, my first quartile is the median of this first half of data. I do not include that 5. That 5 was the median, so that 5 is out now for quartile consideration. So now to find the first quartile, I need the median of this half. First quartile is the median of the first half. What's the median of this set of numbers? Well, it's an even number, so the median has to fall right in between those two. We're going to take the mean, or the average of those 2 4s. What's the average of 2 4s? First quartile is? Good. 1Q is kind of math shorthand for first quartile. So if that's the case, then the third quartile will be 3Q, and the median of the second half of data. Now I took this median, our original median, that's out of it. So it's the median for that second half of data. Median for that second half, right in between those 2 6s. It's the average of 6 and 6. 6. This is how you find a 5-number summary. Now we will talk about how to change this into a box and whiskers diagram so we can get a visual representation, but this is how you find your 5-number summary. Now you'll be asked to find one more thing. It's called the IQR. The IQR, the interquartile range, is actually the third quartile minus the first quartile. So according to our calculations, third quartile, 6, minus the first quartile, 4, gives us an IQR of 2. Now, the IQR is a measure of spread. We're going to talk about a couple of different things to measure how far our data goes from smallest to biggest. Now, we have our range, which is our range for all of our data, but then we also have what's called the interquartile range, which is just the range between the quartiles. Let me show you one more example with an even number of data. Okay, nice. Same strategy, different data. Now, min and max, still the same, smallest and biggest. Nice. And the range, just the range, not the interquartile range, but the range, the difference. Good. Okay, so let's talk median here. So now I have an even number of data values here. So the median would be the average between those two numbers right there. Okay, so let's talk about what is the average between those two numbers right there. Good. 5.5, that's exactly right. Now, when we go to calculate these quartiles, notice to find my median, I had to average these numbers. So this 5 and this 6 now remain a part of those numbers for my quartile consideration. Before, when our median was one number, we crossed that out and left it out for the rest of the problem. Now, because we don't have one individual median here, we will use all of those numbers to find our first quartile. So our first quartile is the median between the mean between 3 and 4. What is the mean between 3 and 4? Good, very good. And likewise, on the other side, the median of that second half of data between this 6 and 7, our third quartile would be good. And likewise, and let's not forget, it's not a part of the 5-number summary. However, it might be asked for the IQR, the interquartile range, third quartile minus first quartile. Good. Okay, so these last two things, the range and the IQR, were extra information. Okay, so just to summarize, the range and the IQR will be extra information that they will ask you. As far as the 5-number summary goes, bang, there it is in order: minimum, first quartile, median, third quartile, maximum. As far as percentiles go, this first quartile means that 25% of my data values are below 3.5. 50% of my data values are below 5.5. 75% of my data values are below 6.5, and 100% of my data values are 7 or below. Check those out against the data, see if I'm right or not. Thanks for looking. I'll see you next time.